So it's been about 10 years now since we moved from Louisville, Kentucky to Los Angeles, California. We had this dream of being a part of starting a new church, like that first church that we read about in the book of Acts. We spent about a year working at Shepherd of the Hills Church, building a core of people, working alongside Pastor Dudley Rutherford and Tim Winters, two of the finest people I know. We had no idea really what to expect, but on Super Bowl Sunday of 2003, we launched Discovery Church. And it was an amazing, amazing thing. We had a room in the theater in two services for about 320 people. On that very first Sunday, God poured in 900 people on that very first Sunday. It was amazing. We had no room to put anybody anywhere, but it was amazing. The second Sunday, we had 700 people. The third Sunday, we had 500 people. The fourth Sunday, we had 300. Friends, I share with you tonight that for about 2 months, I dynamically led one of the most rapidly declining churches in America, maybe the world, as we went from 900 people to about 250 people. The good news is, from that point on, once we got through some of the rocky season and soil there and learned some leadership things, pretty much everything from there on out has been up and to the right. It's just been amazing to see how God has blessed Discovery Church. Our church has doubled in size about every 3 years. We have amazing staff, amazing elders. We see life change all the time. In the past 9.5 years, we've had right out 1,000 baptisms in just the last 9.5 years. We have we can give God a hand for that. It's Him working, amen? As Dr. Jerry Taylor says, help me out, right? It's been amazing to watch. It's been amazing to see that. We have incredible partnerships in church planting locally and internationally with Stadia and Go Ministries. It's almost like I woke up the last few years and I've been leading a church that is basically winning every weekend. It sounds great. The problem is, for me, there has been increasingly less and less joy in the journey. This very same time last summer, I took my first ever sabbatical. And I spent the first 8 weeks of my sabbatical out of the 12 weeks planning how not to return to this exciting, dynamic, life-changing, culture-shaping church. A church that was being applauded and praised by so many people. To me, had become a burden that was almost too heavy to bear. You know why? Because I had nearly flourished myself to death. And I was planning my escape. I probably shouldn't even be telling you this, but I already had my dream job lined up too. I was going to work in the technology department at Walmart. Because what I've come to realize is you don't even have to know about technology to work in that department. You just have to enjoy it, which I do. And if you're a paid pastor in this room tonight, the statistics say that you probably have your dream job lined up too, and you contemplate it on a lot of Mondays. Whether it's stocking shelves at Target or being a groundskeeper at a golf course. Let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself as we begin this experience this evening. Have you ever found yourself planning your escape? Have you ever slowed down and looked at your life and family and the ministry and not really liked who you were becoming? Have you ever, in the words of Bill Hybels, felt that the rate at which I am doing the work of God is actually destroying the work of God in me? If you've ever felt any of those emotions, I want you to know that you basically have 4 choices. The first choice is you can just quit. You can quit and comfort yourself with the realization that many people who enter into the ministry don't retire in it. You can just quit. Secondly, you can fail. You want to know how mentally messy ministry can be? A few months ago, I was talking to a friend of mine. He had just been released from his church. He had had an affair. And I'm talking to him, and I'm asking him, I'm saying, listen, why did you do it? Why did you have that affair? I mean, what happened? And listen, here's what he says to me. He says to me, it's because it was easier than quitting. I mean, how mentally messed up does ministry have to make us sometimes to believe something like that? But it's an option. You can just fail. A third option, of course, is that you can survive. And this happens all the time. Quite frankly, this one scares me to death. This is people who stay in the ministry but leave the ministry. They are there, but they're not really there. They won't let go of their grip on the position, but they have long since let go of the passion and the sense of risk tolerance and sacrifice for building the kingdom. They are just surviving. And then finally, of course, you have the fourth option, and that is to thrive. These are the leaders who are more energetic, who are more risk-oriented and refreshed at 62 years old than they were at 22 years old. Somebody say amen.